Now, I have to tell you, when I heard this particular report, and we've had other instances, but it is inconceivable to me, that in my teenage years, that I would be out somewhere, let alone downtown, at 9 o'clock at night. Impossible for me to fathom. Because my mother said, boy, I know you have a watch, but if the watch stops working, if you forget to wind it, if the battery breaks, there's only one thing you need to do. Look up. When that light goes on, have your butt on the steps. I don't care whether it's Eastern Standard Time, Daylight Saving Time, Pacific Time, Mid-Atlantic Time, North Pole Time. When that light goes on, have your butt on the steps. Don't let me have to look for you. Now, that's what she said. So it's really easy. Real simple. And you know, I know a lot has happened in the 40 years since I was an early teen. I know that some things have changed. But now there are a few things that don't or shouldn't change. Respect other people. Keep your hands to yourself. Don't touch what doesn't belong to you or what you didn't earn. Keep your butt in the house or on the steps until you're told otherwise. And mind your manners. Now, my parents made it very clear that these were their rules, and that as long as I lived in their house, that was it. See, because I didn't own anything in that house. And I had a job. And I bought stuff with my own money. But when I crossed that threshold, it was theirs. That room, we'll let you sleep in that room. This air conditioning, we let you have some of that air conditioning. That heat that I pay for, we let you have some of that heat. Those clothes on your back, I bought those clothes. I brought you in here, I'll take you out of here. So let's be very clear about some rules. Now, when you get old enough and you move out, then you can do what you want to do. But as long as you're living in this house, you do what I tell you to do. And that's the way it was. Well, that's the way it needs to be. Now, parents, please talk to your children. Talk to them today after service, talk to them tonight, talk to them tomorrow, because things are going to change. This is some serious stuff. This is not a joke, it's not a game, we're not funning. The curfew is going to be enforced. Other things are going to happen. And they need to understand that there are serious consequences to aggressive, violent, idiotic, stupid behavior. Not only for the teen, but also for the parents or the guardians. And everybody is going to be held accountable in this one. We're taking these steps for the safety of all of our citizens and our teenagers. And our teenagers. We want to make sure that they don't either do something that's going to get them in trouble or be somewhere where they may get hurt. This is about all of us. It's about everybody. And so let me say again, the bottom line, this nonsense must stop. Right now. Right now. And lastly, to our teenagers. You know, young people always talk about, well, I got to get respect. You get respect when you give respect. That's how you get respect. And I believe in my heart and in my soul that 99% of the young people here in the city of Philadelphia are good and have good intentions in their heart. So I don't want anyone to think that we've got thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and untold numbers of bad young people running around, because we don't. We have some really great young people in this city. They go to school. They try to get good grades and try to graduate and go on with their lives. They participate in sports, art, music, poetry, cultural services. They're out tutoring. Some of them have jobs and they're working. Some are taking care of their siblings, parents, and even grandparents. Unfortunately, here's a few. Could be 100, could be a couple hundred, could be 1,000. That's still less than 1%. But there's some really bad ones. And unfortunately, they engage in violent behavior. They're lawless. They act with ignorance. They don't care about anybody else. And their behavior is outrageous. Well, we're not going to tolerate that. We won't tolerate it, and we're not going to excuse it, because there is no excuse for it. Sense and nonsense cannot exist in the same place, in the same city, in the same world, and it's not going to happen here in Philadelphia. You can't have both at the same time. Can't have both. And so, this behavior could have actually resulted in even more injuries or worse. They could have killed somebody. Oh, then they'd really be in a world of trouble. Then all of a sudden, they'd be crying. I want my mom. I need my dad. I need somebody. No, it's too late then. No, we're past that. It's too late. It's too late. You've damaged yourself. You damaged another person. You've damaged your peers. And quite honestly, you damaged your own race. You damaged your own race. So, to our young people, if you want black folks, if you want white folks, Latinos, Asians, or anybody else to respect you and not be afraid when they see you walking down the street, then leave the innocent people who are walking down the street, minding their own damn business, leave them alone. Stop it. Cut it out. We've had enough of this nonsense going on. We've had enough. And some of them should be ashamed of their behavior. And some of them have made shame on our race. I'm speaking plainly. I'm telling you what's on my heart. It's a disgrace what's going on. Not one of these victims, not one, did anything to any one of those young people. They weren't bothering them. They didn't say anything to them. They were minding their business. Some were out enjoying themselves. Some were just coming from work. They didn't do one thing. And then all of a sudden, for the cowards that some of them are, in the crowd, thought they were anonymous, jumped up and started beating on people, assaulting them in the streets of this city. Well, you know, now if that was one of their friends, if that was their brother, if that was their sister, their moms, their grandmoms, somebody, they'd say, oh, that ain't right. That's wrong. Well, it's wrong when you do it too. It's wrong when you do it too. And so if you want to be aggressive, we're going to be aggressive. And let me just share this with you. We got the biggest, baddest gang in town. A committed group of citizens and a committed government, and we're working together, and we're not going to have this nonsense anymore. And lastly, let me say, some of those young folks are lucky. They're lucky that one of those citizens didn't jump up and start whipping their butt, which clearly they did not have enough of when they were young themselves. They're lucky they didn't get themselves beat up with this nonsense. So let me close. We want a safe city. We will not tolerate ignorant, stupid, out-of-control behavior. It hurts our citizens, damages property, and besmirches our reputation as a great city. And so to all of our young people, but a particular message to our young African-American boys and girls. Let me say this. If you want all of us, black, white, or any other color, if you want us to respect you, if you want us to look at you in a different way, If you want us not to be afraid to walk down the same side of the street with you, if you want folks not to jump out of the elevator when you get on, if you want folks to stop following you around in stores when you're out shopping, if you want somebody to offer you a job or an internship somewhere, if you don't want folks to be looking in or trying to go in a different direction when they see 2 or 20 of you coming down the street, then stop acting like idiots and fools out in the streets of the city of Philadelphia. Just cut it out. And another thing, take those doggone hoodies down, especially in the summer. Pull your pants up and buy a belt, because no one wants to see your underwear or the crack of your butt. Nobody. Buy a belt. Buy a belt. Nobody wants to see your underwear. Comb your hair and get some grooming skills. Comb your hair. Running around here with your hair all over the place. Learn some manners. Keep your butt in school. Graduate from high school. Go on to college so you can go and make something of yourself and be a good citizen here in the city. And why don't you work on extending your English vocabulary? Extend your English vocabulary beyond a few curse words that you know, some other grunts and grumbles and other things that none of us can understand what you're saying. And if you go to look for a job, don't go blame it on the white folks or anybody else. If you walk in somebody's office with your hair uncombed and the pick in the back and your shoes untied and your pants half down, tattoos up and down your arm, on your face, on your neck, and you wonder why somebody won't hire you, they don't hire you because you look like you're crazy. That's why they're not hiring you. So, you do those things and act like you got some sense, you'd be surprised what opportunities will open up to you. That's what was on my mind. That's all I got to say.
Thank you, Mayor. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, Mike. God bless you.